Money touches every part of our lives, from the dreams we chase to the security we seek. Yet for so many, it remains a constant source of stress, confusion, and even shame. In the Total Money Makeover, best-selling author and financial expert Dave Ramsey tears down the myths that keep people trapped in debt and builds a clear, practical path toward lasting financial freedom. This book isn't about get-rich-quick schemes or magical investment tricks. It's about discipline, sacrifice, and taking control. Ramsey challenges us to face our financial realities head-on, no matter how uncomfortable, and to rebuild our lives on a foundation of honesty and responsibility. Through his famous baby steps, he shows how ordinary people can go from surviving to thriving, saving that first $1,000, paying off debt with the snowball method, building an emergency fund, and eventually investing, paying off the home, and living with true independence. What makes this journey so powerful is that it's not just about money, it's about mindset. It's about rejecting a culture of debt, learning contentment, and realizing that financial peace is possible for anyone willing to make a change. Ramsey's tough love approach and real-life success stories prove that transformation isn't reserved for the wealthy or the lucky. It's for you, for your family, for anyone ready to take control. So sit back, listen closely, and allow the Total Money Makeover to guide you toward a life of freedom and peace, where you no longer work for money, but let money work for you. If you believe in learning, growing, and becoming wiser every day, subscribe to WiserReads and join our community of minds that strive for a richer life inside and out.
The Total Money Makeover Challenge is intentional and confrontational. Ramsey sets the tone for an honest and life-changing financial journey. He begins by confronting the reader with the hard truth: real financial transformation requires courage, sacrifice, and an unshakable commitment to change. Ramsey challenges us to stop making excuses and to take full responsibility for our financial state, no matter how messy it might be. This chapter is not about numbers, it's about mindset. Ramsey pushes readers to admit that the way most people handle money simply doesn't work. Living on credit, chasing new cars, and keeping up with others leads to stress, debts, and lost dreams. Instead, he calls for a radical shift, a total money makeover. The challenge is to reject what society calls normal and embrace discipline, simplicity, and intentionality. Ramsey introduces the idea that financial peace is built one step at a time through his baby steps. He insists that anyone, regardless of income or past mistakes, can achieve financial freedom by following a proven, step-by-step plan. But it all begins with a decision, a firm commitment to stop living in denial and start building a new financial future. This chapter is both motivational and practical. It lights a fire under the reader, urging them to stop hoping and start acting. The Total Money Makeover Challenge is more than a financial plan. It's a personal declaration of independence from debt, stress, and financial chaos. Denial, the first step toward financial disaster. In this chapter, Denial, the first step toward financial disaster, Ramsey exposes one of the greatest enemies of financial success: denial. He explains that most people live under the illusion that their finances are fine, even as they drown in debt and monthly payments. Denial keeps them stuck, believing that credit cards, car loans, and student debt are just part of life. Ramsey paints a vivid picture of how dangerous this mindset is. Denial blinds people from seeing their true financial condition, much like a patient refusing to acknowledge a serious illness. Until we confront the truth that we are broke, overspending, and mismanaging money, healing cannot begin. He emphasizes that denial is not just ignorance, it's a choice to avoid responsibility and delay change. To overcome denial, Ramsey calls for brutal honesty. Track every expense, face your debts, and stop rationalizing poor financial decisions. He reminds readers that it's not the economy, credit cards, or luck that shape their future. It's their behavior. The first victory in any financial transformation is emotional, not mathematical, admitting the problem exists. Once denial is broken, the path to freedom opens. Facing reality may be painful, but it's the foundation of progress. Ramsey's message is clear. You cannot fix what you refuse to face. Denial keeps you enslaved to debt. Truth sets you free.
Debt myths, the lies we believe. In Debt Myths, the Lies We Believe, Dave Ramsey dismantles the widespread cultural beliefs that glorify and normalize debt. He argues that society has been deceived into thinking that debt is a tool, something smart, successful people use to get ahead. But in truth, debt is a trap that keeps people enslaved to payments, stress, and financial dependence. Ramsey exposes several common myths. One of the biggest is the idea that you need a credit score or a credit card to survive. He insists that responsible money management, not borrowing, is the key to financial freedom. Another lie is that debt is a necessary part of life. Ramsey challenges this by pointing out that debt only transfers your future income to someone else, robbing you of control and peace of mind. He also debunks the myth of good debt, such as student loans or car payments, claiming that all debt carries risk and limits opportunity. Debt creates a false sense of progress while quietly draining wealth through interest and dependency. Ramsey's message is simple but powerful. Debt is not your friend. It's your biggest obstacle to wealth. By believing these myths, people remain trapped in a cycle of borrowing, spending, and worrying. Ramsey urges readers to reject this mindset completely and live with the new motto, "If you live like no one else now, later you can live like no one else." The truth is liberating. Financial freedom begins the moment you stop believing the lies about debt. Money Myths, the truth about wealth and happiness. In Money Myths, the truth about wealth and happiness, Dave Ramsey turns his attention to the false beliefs about money itself, the ones that shape how people live, dream, and define success. He explains that many people chase money thinking it will bring happiness, respect, and freedom, only to end up feeling empty and anxious. But Ramsey reveals that the problem isn't money, it's our misunderstanding of it. He shows how the media, marketing, and culture constantly feed us lies that more stuff means more joy, that wealth equals worth, and that success requires showing off. But true financial peace, Ramsey insists, comes from contentment, discipline, and purpose, not accumulation. He challenges the notion that only the rich can build wealth, emphasizing that ordinary people who manage their money wisely often surpass those who earn more but spend recklessly. The key lies in behavior, not income. He also confronts the emotional traps of comparison and envy, reminding readers that chasing someone else's lifestyle leads to frustration and debt. Instead of believing money myths, Ramsey teaches that money is a tool, one that should serve your goals, not to control your life. Real wealth is measured not by possessions but by freedom, generosity, and peace of mind. Ultimately, this chapter encourages readers to redefine success. Happiness doesn't come from a paycheck or a luxury. It comes from living intentionally, giving freely, and knowing you are in control of your future. By rejecting money myths, you open the door to a life that is both rich and fulfilling, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually.
Baby Step 1. Save $1,000 for a starter emergency fund. In Baby Step 1, Dave Ramsey lays the foundation for financial stability with one simple but powerful goal: save $1,000 as quickly as possible for a starter emergency fund. This first step marks the beginning of a new mindset, moving from financial chaos to control. Ramsey emphasizes that emergencies are not a matter of if, but when. Without a cushion, most people turn to credit cards or loans when unexpected expenses arise, trapping them deeper in debt. The $1,000 fund acts as a financial shock absorber, preventing life's surprises like a broken car, medical bill, or appliance repair from becoming financial crises. Ramsey's advice is clear: save this money fast.
even if it means selling items, cutting luxuries, or working extra hours. The goal is not perfection, but momentum, proving to yourself that you can take control of your money. He reminds readers that this fund is not an investment, it's insurance. The peace of mind it brings is worth far more than the small interest it might earn. It's also a psychological victory, your first tangible win in the Total Money Makeover journey. By completing this step, you begin to change your behavior and mindset around money. You stop relying on debt for emergencies and start relying on your own discipline. Ramsey sums it up simply: you can't build a house without a foundation. Baby step 1 is that foundation. Small in size, but massive in impact. Baby step 2, the debt snowball. Pay off all debt except the house. In baby step 2, Dave Ramsey introduces one of his most famous and effective strategies, the debt snowball method. The goal is clear: eliminate all debt except your home by focusing your energy, income, and determination on one debt at a time. Ramsey explains that you begin by listing all your debts from smallest to largest, regardless of interest rates. You make minimum payments on every debt except the smallest one. That's where you attack with intensity. Once that first debt is gone, you roll the payment you were making into the next debt, creating a snowball effect that grows larger and faster with every victory. The genius of this method is psychological, not mathematical. Ramsey argues that personal finance is 80% behavior and 20% head knowledge. Paying off the smallest debts first creates visible progress and builds motivation. Each victory fuels the next, transforming your attitude from helplessness to confidence. He warns against focusing solely on interest rates, as this often leads to frustration and loss of momentum. The real key is emotional energy, seeing debts disappear one by one and feeling the growing freedom that comes with it. Ramsey calls this step the point where your financial life starts to shift dramatically. As you crush each debt, you reclaim your income and begin to experience peace for the first time. By the end of this step, you've broken the chains of consumer debt and proven that discipline and persistence can beat any financial obstacle. The message is clear: you can't win with money until you stop owing it. The debt snowball is your weapon. Simple, powerful, and unstoppable.
Baby step 3 is all about building a fully funded emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. In baby step 3, Dave Ramsey guides readers to strengthen their financial foundation by building a fully funded emergency fund, enough to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This step transforms financial security from temporary to permanent, giving you true peace of mind. Ramsey explains that while baby step 1's $1,000 starter fund protects against small setbacks, a full emergency fund shields you from life's major storms, job loss, illness, car breakdowns, or other unexpected crises. With this safety net in place, you no longer have to rely on credit cards or loans to survive emergencies. Instead, you rely on your own preparation and discipline. To build the fund, Ramsey advises saving steadily and intentionally after paying off all consumer debt. You should calculate your real monthly expenses, housing, food, utilities, and insurance and essentials, and multiply them by 3 to 6. This amount will vary depending on your job stability, family size, and income consistency. The purpose of this fund is not to earn interest or grow wealth. It's financial protection, not investment. It gives you the confidence to make wise decisions without panic or fear. Ramsey calls this step financial peace insurance, a safeguard that keeps you from ever falling back into debt. Completing baby step 3 represents a huge milestone. You are now debt-free, except for your mortgage, fully protected and ready to start building wealth. It's the moment when survival turns into stability and anxiety turns into calm. Baby step 4. Invest 15% of your income for retirement.
In Baby Step 4, Dave Ramsey shifts the focus from defense to offense, from saving and protecting to building lasting wealth. After you've paid off all non-mortgage debt and built a solid emergency fund, it's time to let your money start working for you by investing 15% of your household income for retirement. Ramsey emphasizes that this step isn't about getting rich quickly. It's about creating financial independence for your future. By consistently investing over time, you harness the power of compound growth, where your money earns more money while you sleep. The goal is to retire with dignity, security, and freedom, not fear. He recommends starting with workplace retirement plans like 401ks, especially those with employer matches, and Roth IRAs. He encourages diversification and long-term commitment rather than chasing high-risk short-term gains. Ramsey also stresses consistency, investing month after month regardless of market ups and downs, because wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. This step reflects a major mindset shift from worrying about bills to thinking about legacy. It's proof that you're no longer controlled by money, you're now controlling it.
Baby Step 5. Save for your children's college fund. In Baby Step 5, Dave Ramsey turns attention toward the next generation, encouraging parents to save for their children's college education without relying on loans or debt. After becoming debt-free, except for your home, building a full emergency fund, and investing 15% for retirement, it's time to secure your children's future by preparing wisely for their education. Ramsey warns that student loans have become a dangerous cultural norm, a burden that can trap young adults in decades of debt before they even begin their careers. He challenges parents to break this cycle by planning early and saving intentionally. College should be a blessing, not a financial curse. He recommends using tax-advantaged accounts such as 529 college savings plans or education savings accounts to grow money efficiently over time. Starting early and contributing consistently allows compound interest to do the heavy lifting, reducing the need for last-minute stress or borrowing. Ramsey emphasizes that saving for college should not come before your own financial stability. You must first complete the earlier baby steps because your children benefit far more from financially secure parents than from parents drowning in debt. He also reminds families that education is not about prestige or brand names. It's about opportunity and purpose. Choosing affordable schools, scholarships, and part-time work teaches responsibility and financial wisdom. Baby Step 5 is ultimately about legacy, giving your children a head start in life and the freedom to pursue their dreams without being chained to loans. It's a gift of love, wisdom, and foresight that continues long after graduation. Baby Step 6. Pay off your home early. In Baby Step 6, Dave Ramsey challenges readers to take one of the boldest and most rewarding financial steps of all, paying off your home early. After eliminating all other debts, building a strong emergency fund, investing for retirement, and saving for your children's education, it's time to achieve complete financial freedom. For most people, the mortgage is their final and largest debt. Ramsey insists that being completely debt-free, including your house, is the ultimate form of peace. Without monthly payments, your income becomes entirely yours, opening doors to generosity, security, and opportunity. He encourages making extra payments toward the principal, refinancing to shorter loan terms, and using bonuses or side income to accelerate the process. Even small additional payments can cut years off your loan and save thousands in interest. Ramsey emphasizes that this isn't just a financial milestone, it's an emotional and spiritual victory. Owning your home outright brings a sense of stability that no investment or luxury can replace. It eliminates one of life's biggest risks, the possibility of losing your home to debt. Critics may argue that keeping a mortgage is smarter because of tax deductions or potential investment returns. Ramsey disagrees, reminding readers that financial peace is about freedom, not theory. The security of living without payments outweighs any supposed benefit of keeping debt. Baby step 6 represents the moment when you truly own your life. With no debts and no mortgage, your income can finally serve your dreams, not the bank's. It's the step where financial peace becomes your daily reality, not just a goal.
Baby Step 7. Build wealth and give generously. In Baby Step 7, Dave Ramsey reveals the ultimate goal of the financial journey: to build lasting wealth and give generously. After years of discipline, sacrifice, and wise money management, you've reached the point where your money finally works for you. You're debt-free, your home is paid off, and your investments are growing steadily. Now it's time to enjoy the freedom you've earned and use it to make a difference. Ramsey explains that wealth is not about luxury or status, it's about purpose and impact. Building wealth gives you the ability to live comfortably, support your loved ones, and bless others. You can travel, give freely, and invest in your community or causes that matter most to you. Financial peace transforms into financial influence, the ability to change lives through generosity. He reminds readers that wealth must be built with continued discipline. Stay consistent with investing, avoid debt, and live below your means even when abundance grows. True wealth is sustained by humility and stewardship, not greed or indulgence. Ramsey emphasizes that giving is the most fulfilling use of money. Generosity creates joy, strengthens relationships, and reflects gratitude for the blessings you've earned. When you give freely, you experience a deeper kind of wealth, one that money alone can't provide. Baby Step 7 is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new, richer chapter where freedom and purpose meet. Conclusion: live like no one else. In the conclusion of the Total Money Makeover, Dave Ramsey celebrates the transformation that comes from living with discipline, courage, and conviction. His famous phrase, "live like no one else, so later you can live like no one else," captures the essence of the journey: short-term sacrifice for long-term freedom. Ramsey reflects on the struggles faced along the way: facing denial, breaking debt cycles, building savings, and changing lifelong habits. These steps aren't easy, but they lead to an extraordinary reward: a life free from financial fear and full of peace, purpose, and generosity. He reminds readers that wealth is not about income or luck, it's about intentional living. By following the baby steps, anyone, regardless of background or past mistakes, can achieve financial independence. The makeover is as much about character as it is about money, learning patience, self-control, and gratitude. Ramsey urges readers to continue the journey by teaching others, modeling wise financial behavior, and inspiring their families to live differently. A life without debt means freedom to dream, to give, and to live abundantly. The message is simple but powerful. You don't have to live like everyone else, buried in payments and stress. Choose a different path. Work hard now, live wisely, and one day you'll experience the peace and joy of a life that's truly yours. The Total Money Makeover isn't just a financial plan, it's a blueprint for a life of freedom, security, and purpose.
The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey is more than a financial guide. It's a roadmap to complete life transformation. Through honesty, discipline, and action, Ramsey teaches that financial peace isn't about luck or income. It's about behavior and mindset. He challenges the lies that society tells us, that debt is normal, that credit is necessary, and that happiness comes from having more, and replaces them with timeless principles of stewardship, patience, and wisdom. The book begins by exposing the traps of denial and debt, revealing how living beyond our means keeps us chained to stress and insecurity. Ramsey doesn't sugarcoat the truth. Financial freedom demands sacrifice. But he also shows that anyone, regardless of income, background, or past mistakes,
can achieve it by following his 7 baby steps. It starts small, saving $1,000 as an emergency buffer, then paying off all debts using the debt snowball method, where each small victory builds motivation and confidence. Once free from debt, you build a solid emergency fund covering 3 to 6 months of expenses, creating true security. From there, the focus shifts toward long-term growth, investing 15% of your income for retirement, saving for your children's education, paying off your home early, and finally, reaching the point where you can build wealth and give generously. By the end of this journey, you realize that the Total Money Makeover isn't just about numbers, it's about freedom. Freedom to live without fear, to dream without limits, and to give without hesitation. Ramsey reminds us that financial peace is possible for anyone willing to live with discipline and purpose. If this message touched you, remember, wisdom grows when we share it. Subscribe to WiserReads and join a community that believes knowledge is the first step toward freedom. Together, we'll keep learning, growing, and living wiser, one book, one idea, and one step at a time.